Happy Sunday! Yay! I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. Let me know what you guys have cooked up for today, maybe what you have planned for this week, anything exciting, any news to share. Definitely share it with us. And for those of you who are new or maybe are watching the replay, I'm Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and you can check out more about me in the information box down below. You can check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. You can check out the witchy shop that James and I own, Desert Cauldron, over on Etsy. You can also check us out on the Instagrams at desert.cauldron. And definitely check out James's shop, Light of Riga, over on Etsy if you're interested in some crystal workers, some cooperation, somebody to work with. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, wow. Looks like, again, the comment section looks different again. I guess YouTube is just trying out different things. But Caitlin says, marry me. I had my day mixed up, so I had my decks ready since yesterday. Nice. My grandfather and his wife were generous enough to send me an electric blanket, ham, and bread to help. Of course, when I mentioned my blanket project to them, they chastised me about wasting money. Oh no. I think the blanket project is a wonderful idea. Definitely. I mean, got to do nice things for yourself too. You're just as important as everybody else. Let's see. Caitlin says she has the night fairies, goddess power, and foxfire. Nice. Susie is here. Hello, hello. So a couple of fabulous moderators in the house. Liesel, what is up? Caitlin says, I've been on music nostalgia binge watching Evanescence and other bands from my teenage years. Ah, she likes the Hello Kitty scarf. Yep, got to bust it out. It's nice and brisk out, I say. And Butterfly Love Child, hello, hello. So yeah, hopefully things are going well with the internet here and being able to see the screen and everything. But it is a lovely day here. Yesterday we got a light, very light dusting of snow. By midday it was all gone. But it was nice while it lasted. Got to take some pictures. I got to try my hand at scraping off the solar panels because they were full of some powdery stuff. So that was fun. It was interesting because normally I'm a very cold person. Like I need lots of warmth all the time. I'm like a little lizard that needs to be on my little rock. But it was I was in my PJs. They came out here. All I had was like my sweatshirt on. I'm just like doing the solar panels, and it wasn't cold all day long. Not that it was a cold day. I think it got up to like 40 yesterday. Yeah, and it's like I wasn't cold. It was so nice. This morning I woke up cold though. I'm like, I was hoping it would last. But today, James just checked the weather. It said it's 20 degrees today. It doesn't feel like 20 right now, I will tell you. It feels like it's in closer to 40. So let's see. Our friend Andrew is here. Hello, hello. Says, good morning, Caitlin. I was glad to see your family has helped. So cool. All right, you guys. Well, let's go ahead and dive into it. So while we have more friends coming on in, again, like I said, let us know what you guys have going on today. Maybe what do you have going on this week? If you did celebrate Thanksgiving, how was that? Did you have family over? Did you celebrate it just with you and a friend, or you and your partner, perhaps alone, maybe with some fur babies? Let us know what you did. And I know that oh, what's it called? It's Erna, Erna, I forget the other word, fest. But basically, the Harvest Fest in Germany happens around the time of the American Thanksgiving. So, any of my homies out in Germany, let us know how your Harvest Fest went. Uh, I get all the updates from the German American Society that I belong to back in San Diego. And I was like, oh, Harvest Festival time. Sounds nice. Let's see. Susie said the Christmas tree is up. Whoa. You waste no time, my lady. Let's see. Caitlin says, I also managed to get the electric heater to work. So I'm nice and toasty. Very nice. Yeah, we had our stove going last night, the wood burning stove. So yeah, it was pretty nice, you know. Plus, when we're baking or cooking or anything, it heats up the home a little bit, and we're pretty good until the morning. And we have a nice down comforter, which keeps us really toasty. Yeah, and we just have like a little space heater that we keep in the bedroom. As long as you keep the bedroom door closed, it heats up that room pretty good. So this winter is gonna be like a what ifs. um, all right, Susie says, looking forward to Yule. Me too. Um, there are a lot of like little handmade gifts that I want to do this year. And I want to, well, I guess I can't really say on here what I'm doing because some of it's for you guys. So we'll just say I want to make handmade stuff this year, and we'll leave it at that. Susie said, Caitlin, good to hear. All right, so today, you guys, first and foremost, I want to say hello, hello, and thank you to everyone who is subscribed to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's ever joined us in a live chat, is joining us in the live chat right now. Maybe chitty chat with us. Anybody who's ever commented on videos that James and I have created, or given them some thumbs ups. Thank you. And also to my YouTube members. So thank you guys so much, Lisa and Kayla and Susie and Jamie and Caitlin. Thank you. And my Patreon homies, can't forget my Patreon homies. So Myrna and Lisa, Sarah, Heather, Lily, Dana, Jamie, Kayla, Syrian, Brandy, Samara, Jason, and Brian. Thank you guys so much. So it really does mean a lot. Everybody who has helped to support this channel, has sent like little care packages. I truly appreciate it. You know, we're out in the boonies here just trying to, you know, work on ourselves so that we can spread those messages to you guys. And yeah, let's all level up together, man. And that's why I love these live chats, is because you guys have so many amazing messages. You have so much to share. And so anybody who does watch the replay, I highly encourage that you read the chat, because there's a lot of good stuff going on in there. And that's what this chat is, that all coming together, and not just me, but like all of us together with something wonderful to share. Let's see, Caitlin has also discovered a couple of tricks in the Sims game. You can change the age of any Sim to make them live longer, and you can play as one of the pre-made families. Oh, very cool. Susan says, looking adorable. Thank you. I got my little, my, my shirt. This says Save the Chubby Unicorns. Oh my goodness. I love this shirt. Alrighty, so today you guys said, by the way, there was a vote. I created a public poll over on my YouTube channel. That same poll was given to my YouTube members and my Patreon peeps. So if you're a YouTube member and a Patreon peep, technically you got 3 votes. But yeah, if there are some things that you guys are really jonesing for, being a part of those YouTube members and patrons definitely gives you a little edge, you know, on what you want to see in these Sunday live chats. So the winning vote, it was kind of close there, neck and neck for a little while, but it looked like eventually people wanted a personalized healing herb, and so that's what we're going to do today. I have my Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, but I also have my herbal medicine book that I actually found at a thrift store, and it has served me well. Caitlin says, did you like my House of Night game I uploaded? I decided to stop playing on Instagram, so I took those down. I did, actually. Those were fun. Lily! Hey, hey! All right, you guys. So let's see. We will do our weekly reading. So we'll see what any messages, energy, anything for us to work on for this upcoming week. We'll take a look at that. And then we're going to go into our healing herbs. So I will pull out a personalized healing herb for you, something for you to meditate on, work with. I don't think you necessarily have to actually have the physical herb with you. You can always meditate on its energy, since everything in this world is energy. The only thing that needs physicality sometimes is the ego. So we could work with the energy. It's no worries. And then after that, we'll go into super chats and super stickers. So if you are looking for me to pull a card for you, personal questions you may have, we can do that with our super chats and super stickers. If you're looking for a much bigger reading and something a little bit more personalized that maybe is not all over the interwebs, then go check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different types of readings, just depending on your personality or what you would like a reading on. And then we will go into our guided meditation today. So good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab some decks first. I think I hear somebody talking. Oh, I think it's our neighbor way over there. I think he's yelling at his dogs or something. Interesting. Okay, well, on that note, I have the Fairy Forest Oracle, and I want to pair that with my Green Witch Tarot, which I have in here. Sounds like Bear's going off. Okay, so just getting these decks ready here. And if you would like to get your decks ready, let us know what you're working with. Maybe you're just channeling some straight messages. Maybe you're using some Lenormand, maybe some runes, maybe some charms. That would be nice. Okay, so let's see. What do we need to know this week? What do we need to know this week? Caitlin says, I'm laughing because the first card from Goddess Power is Iris with communication. Hey, I mean, definitely a sign of communication over there. The guy's literally shouting it from his house. Okay, let's get us a card. All right. And from our Green Witch Tarot, I don't know, I'm feeling the vibes. What do you think, Susie? I'm with you on Yule. He appears to be looking for somebody named Lenny. Definitely communication. I don't know if you guys can hear all that. Let's see. Susie says, I want to listen to the messages. No decks today for me. Love the Green Witch Tarot. Caitlin says, Fairy Forest is by Lucy Cavendish, same creator as the Firefox. This is neighbors. Yikes, I know the feeling. Well, I mean, the neighbors are way over there. It's just that just like the acoustics, because we're on the hill and just like whatever direction the wind's going, like sometimes you can hear people's literal conversations and they are miles away. And sometimes we're like, so if our voice is in the wind, we're like, Lisa says, I'm building instruments today, so I'll channel different instruments. I'm on that vibe. I like it. Nice. And Caitlin says, has yours stopped construction, Susie? Susie's over there laughing. Okay, so let's see. This week, all right, for many Americans, this is the week after Thanksgiving. And actually, a week from today, which is the 3rd, the 3rd of December, that's actually my grandfather's birthday. My grandfather is passed on in spirit, but I've made it a tradition to make his favorite pie, which is milk pie. It's a German recipe. So yeah, I'll be making that next Sunday. So I guess that's a little something coming on up. Also, December 1st, that's when my newsletter comes out. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter and you're interested in some of the goodies that I send out once a month, I don't send any other newsletters. I don't spam people with like, sale offers or anything like that. I just a newsletter. That's all you get from me. But the newsletter has YouTube channels that, I'm watching, that maybe you might be interested in, books that I'm reading, crystals that I'm using, personalized teas. So I give out tea recipes. Sometimes I have DIY like spells for you guys to do that you can, morph into something that's more personalized for you. Sometimes it's baking stuff, and also just, featured items in our Desert Cauldron or our respective Etsy shops. But yeah, just some good stuff to maybe check out. Oh, decks that I'm working with, things like that. So if you're interested in that, the link for the newsletter is also down below. You could also find it through my website as well. But the newsletter is coming out for my patrons on the 1st. Anybody who's part of the Crystal Peeps tier, they get a crystal grid for the month. So one that they can download and put on to their cell phones as wallpaper or their computers and just kind of let the energy soak on in. We have that. We have the monthly readings coming up for Patreon. The first week of December, there's a monthly guided meditation that all of my patrons receive. So, yeah, I guess that's what's coming up for me this week is getting all those things ready. But those are really fun for me to do. But I'm really looking forward to making the pie. So, um, let's see. Butterfly says, I remember you making that on stream once. Well, maybe I'll have to do it again because it'll be on a Sunday again. So, I mean, um, let's see. Susie said, me too. Caitlin says, thanks, Susie. I love everything. It depends what mood I'm in. Lisa said, Susie, I've been working on your secret guitar. It's taking the longest, but there are some very intricate parts and accessories. Very cool. Yes, Susie, cool beans. Okay, Caitlin said next card is Hestia with home. The Roman version, Vesta, was Paula's first goddess. Very nice. Okay, well, let's see what we have. We have Soulkin from our Fairy Forest Oracle. It says recognition, family, kinship. So let's dive in on this one. Okay, so this is more like something to keep in mind this week, as we move out of the final week of November, going on into the beginning of December. That I know that for many places around the world, not obviously not everywhere around the world, because not every country celebrates Christmas. Everybody has their own beliefs, around the ending of the year. But there seems to be this push and in a lot of the first world countries. It's like, go spend, go buy, go, you the only way to show your loved ones that you love them is to go buy something for them, and it's got to be really expensive because that's how you show your love. That our love and our worth is money. That money determines our worth. Money determines how much you love somebody. Money determines how well that you're doing in the world. That money program is very heavily integrated into every human being on this planet. So, with that in mind, when we think about our family, think about everybody who's ever been a part of that family. I'm not just talking our genetically related family, here in this lifetime, but think about all the friends who've come in as family. Think about the acquaintances, maybe people who've only been in our lives a very short time, but they've made a huge impact. Perhaps they were more the antagonist in our life, but they really pushed us into a new level. Maybe they helped us to grow in some way. They helped us to see a part of ourselves that we couldn't have seen before without that conflict or that antagonistic behavior. Also, thanks to all the people that have been a part of our successes as well. On the other side of the coin, the people that have been cheering us on, people that have believed in us when we haven't believed in ourselves. Those are all parts of our soul family. And if you think about the gifts that they've given you, they've given us confidence, they've helped us to grow, they've helped us to see the world from a new perspective. Those are all things that the money program can't buy. money program can't repay that person in something tangible and something money related, because what they've done is gone way beyond that money system. They've helped us to shape us as a soul, as a human. So think about the ways that you can give back, if you haven't already been giving back, to the people around you that has nothing to do with money, but somehow, what can I do to help lift this person up? What can I do to help this person see their self-worth, their confidence? How can I help this person heal? What are some, words that I can pass on to this person? Maybe I want to invite this person into a freaking meditation at my house. Like, there are many things that we can do to really elevate our friends and family, to really help them out. And it doesn't we wouldn't be able to find those things in a store or online. Those things are within us, and they're our gifts to share with others, just like their gifts they have shared with us. So be mindful of that while we're out shopping, Christmas shopping. I'm not saying that Christmas shopping is a bad thing. I'm just saying look at the energy and look at all the other things that you can offer people besides tangible gifts. Okay, so let's take a look at our other cards here. We have the Five of Chalices. Um, let's see, let's go back here. I missed some of your comments. Um, oh, Peter was here. Hello, hello. Oh, Caitlin says goodbye to the worst year ever. Kidding, kidding. Well, I'd say it's been quite a year, but I'd say I've done a lot of growing this year, so I guess that's a good thing. Um, Lisa said, violin in an orchestra, part of an ocean of sound by itself, an incredible lead act. Susie says, what's funny is Jupiter is retrograde will mean less spending this year for the masses. I'm with you, Tara, on this one. Caitlin says, oh man, yes, I know that is. I miss him. Susie said, KWT is my tribe. Love you all. Love you guys. Andrew said, Caitlin, it was not a great year here either. Hopefully next year will be better for us. Yes, hopefully for us all. Caitlin said, and hopefully my former friend can break the puppet strings controlling him and fly on his own. Butterfly says, I'm dropping cards all over the place. Well, it means a lot of energy, lots of energy. Susie said, this year was my saddest, but I am on my path. I know it. Yeah, I think that there was a lot of big changes. There was some big losses for folks. There were some massive dark nights of the soul, perhaps multiple ones this year. And I think that, not just in our personal lives, this kind of growing and shifting and transforming and changing, obviously we can see it's happening in the masses as well. We can see it in Mama Gaia, not just humans, but Gaia herself. We could see it in the animals, the way the plants are responding, that everything is been going through something of some sort, perhaps in their own unique way. But yeah, and we can all hold space for each other for that, and also be reminded that we all have something to offer everyone. So if anybody here ever feels like they are, struggling in some sort of way, please voice it here to the group. Everybody here is a wonderful person with a lot of knowledge. They have their own personal experiences, their own anecdotal medicine to share, to definitely help people. That's what I think is wonderful about these chats. You all have different backgrounds, you have all had different experiences, and somebody here will be able to connect with somebody else based on whatever it is they're going through. So please don't be afraid to share. Angela's here. Hey girl. Lisa says, I've done a lot of growth too this year. Angela said, blessings and hugs, everyone. Hope all is well today. Wishing you guys joy, love, light every single day. Amen. Amen. She says, Susie and Tara, Lisa, Aurora, how are you all? Well, I'm doing fantastic. Caitlin says she's also doing great, asking Angela how she's doing. Susie said she's happy to see Angela. Love your poetry. Yes. Okay, so we got 5 of Chalices for this week. We also got the Holly King, which is like our hermit. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. All right, so let's put these together. So our Five of Chalices, Eight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Okay, so let's go into this one. Okay. Okay, so this week, kind of like, I guess, coming off the message that we got from Soulkin here, um, just to be mindful where we are putting our money, our physical money this week, because remember, money is energy as well. And it's what many of us receive, for things that we do at our job. I receive money for readings that I do. And so, before spending this week, whether you're going grocery shopping, going holiday shopping, maybe there's, I don't know, buying Christmas cards online or something like that. I don't know. But really allow your intuition to guide you. Let's say you are buying a batch of Christmas cards to send out to family this year. Before putting your hard-earned cash, because it is hard-earned. There's a lot of people who struggling at their jobs. Some people love their jobs. Some people, that's probably the least favorite thing of their work week is the work. um, so think about that money and the energy that it represented, all the energy that you've put behind it, and meditate on what it is that you want to purchase. Again, let's say it's the greeting cards, the Christmas cards, and you meditate on it. And all of a sudden, this inspiration comes to you of remembering how much you've loved arts and crafts, creating your own cards before when you were a little kid. But of course, maybe you've finessed some things a little bit better. You're, an adult now, so maybe you can make some really elaborate, fancy cards for people. And maybe that would be a way of, I guess, passing your energy along, your love along through something that you've created, your magic, right? You can even put little sigils on there, maybe, for family, and they may not even know what it means, but you know what it means. So it's like wishing them prosperity or good health or something like that. And that might be something that you want to do. And so instead, you're still spending money, but maybe the money is towards the arts and crafts, which tends to light you up even more than just buying the cards online. So things like that. Maybe your intuition says, yeah, sure, those are great cards. Everybody's gonna have a good laugh, But just make sure that you're mindful this week. Just make sure that you're understanding where your energy is going into, because the money is representative of your energy at the moment, right? So, especially if you're buying groceries this week, which foods are really going to light me up instead of I'm just buying the same old because I want to get in this grocery store and I want to get out. Like I know the feeling, but we also have to practice mindfulness as well. The things that we're getting. So yeah, that's really just kind of the main message for this week is just really be not hyper focused on like every little dollar, like, oh, in the more Scrooge McDuck way, not in that manner. Just I'm being mindful. And is this something I want to put my hard earned energy into? Or maybe it's something I want to create, like Liesl, she creates her guitars. And that's something that I think is way cooler than if I bought a guitar at a store. I'd rather get one from Liesl. Seriously would. Um, so definitely think of those things this week and think about the people that mean the most to you around this Yule time. If you do celebrate Yule, or maybe you celebrate Christmas or some other end of the year festivity. But how do you want to give back, maybe energetically, maybe beyond the tangible, for all the ways that our folks around us have helped us to grow? Okay. Ooh, that wind is a little chilly. Let's see. Let's go back here. Let's see. Angela says, hugs and blessings to Andrew. Everything will be okay. Blessings, love and light be with you every day. Love it. John, hey, how are you? Caitlin said, my goddesses are my gurus, but you and Tara are my family. Aw. Love you guys. Love you. Susie said, John, welcome. Good to see you. John says he might just need to sit back today. Hey, no worries. Lisa says there's nothing like gifts you have made yourself. It's where the love flows. Yes. And Caitlin said first card from Night Fairies is transformation. Just what we've been talking about for this whole freaking year. Mega transformation. Angela said hugs are magic, Susie and Aurora. May magic work in your favor today and all positive things manifest for you every single day. Amen. Amen. Um, Lisa, oh, you don't have to. No worries, no worries. I mean, like I have plenty here, but yeah, I mean, Lisa really is freaking talented, you guys. And I've been thinking about. I was like, oh, hey, Miss Squirrel. Hello. Do you want to let the YouTube people see you? You gonna come on over? Yeah, you coming over? Okay, I'm gonna move this down so that the world of YouTube can see you. You guys see her? You're famous right now. Do you know that? Oh, you don't care. You live for the moment, as we should all. What Miss Squirrel is doing is she's finding all the leftover seeds that James and I put out here. She's trying to snatch them up before all the birdies come here. And usually by the end of the day, her face is so full of like all the goodies that she's found. She is so silly. Peg, hello, hello. She says, hello, beautiful souls. Angela says, ah, fuzzy creature. Hello, nature sibling. And says, this is okay. I had to pull a card. King of Cups, a man with light brown hair and hazel eyes, a chivalrous, generous lover, good legal sense from Sohar's astrological tarot. And Caitlin said, a little darker than the squirrel I see around my yard. Well, normally, she's still there? There she is. She was a reddish color in the summer and fall, but then or in spring, but then in the fall she started molting and she got to this like grayish darker color, so that she can blend into the landscape a little bit more. So that's her camouflage actually. So by the time it starts heating up again, she'll be back to being a red squirrel. Huh? Yeah. And actually, just behind her is a little grave that I put together for our friend Rajette, also known as Rogerta. I guess I could just talk. You guys could stare at Miss Squirrel. Oh, you gonna go up your tree? Yep, she might be going up the tree now. She likes to go to the very top to see what birds are coming in, because she's friends with the blue jays. So there she is. She's at the very, very top of the tree. She just like hangs out there. She's like, but yeah, Rajette, it got too cold one of the evenings, and so she passed away from the cold. So sent a little healing to her, and had a little connection with her soul. Buried her right underneath Anna's tree, so that she's surrounded by Anna's family. She's surrounded by her friends that kind of took care of her here, like Miss Squirrel and the birds. Since Rajette was just a little orphan, she was just a little kind of orphan baby bunny. Um, and so she actually really didn't know anything about like how to make a bunny hole or anything, but all the animals here really took her in. The rats would sometimes give her a warm place to stay in their little huts that they make, their little stick huts. The jackrabbits would come up to help show her how to eat around here. The birds would share their food. Miss Squirrel was trying to show her how to forage and things like that. And so her soul said she was happy. She's like, it's like I passed away in my sleep. I was cold and I went to sleep, and then, oh, hey, Miss Squirrel. She's coming up to the chair, actually. Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You're such a good friend to Rajette. Yeah, exactly. Miss Squirrel's hanging out. But yeah, So Rajette said, yeah, she says, I was just happy. I was happy to finally have a family again. And she's like, and then I went to sleep, and then it was like, I was in the astral, I became spirit all over again. So I'm glad it was not a traumatic passing. Um, that happened once last year as well. When the first frost came, it got just too cold, and one of our jackrabbits just kind of like fell asleep and didn't wake up. So I sent a lot of healing energy to them as well. But it's something we gotta learn. Circle of life around here. But yeah, to me, all the animals here are our family. So most of them have names. I care for each and every one of them. um, let's see. Let's go back here. Peg says, I have black squirrels that visit me. Oh, a little black squirrel. Kaylin says, I've seen white squirrels, not often, but a few times. Angela said, ooh, that's why squirrels look different in fall. Susie says, so happy to hear that. Caitlin, a nearby town is famous for having white squirrels. Interesting. Angela said, I just decided to see what my winter Gaia doll felt about coming holiday. The feeling I got from her is that people this year might not show the gratitude or kindness they should, but don't worry. Yeah, and it could be just a lot of people are going through their own stuff this year, so it's understandable. Lily says, I was just noticing yesterday how there are so many squirrels this year. Well, think of their message too. Squirrels are all about foraging, stockpiling, saving up, but they're also about community, and they're very good communicators. They often speak the language of so many other animals. Angela said, that doesn't reflect on you or your gift giving or mean you guys, what you gave wasn't good enough. If you give with your heart and with good intentions, it's beautiful. Those who don't see it still have lessons they have to learn. Yes, exactly. Huh, Miss Squirrel? Yeah, you have a lot to teach us. Yeah, and I appreciate your gifts. Her gifts, she has the gift of friendship, and she's also the first animal here that kind of taught me how to work telepathically with animals. I think I work best with horses, but we work with Miss Squirrel too. Okay, so let's see. Let's go in then and pick out our healing herb for each of you guys, a personalized healing herb. So let me move these out the way. Oh, there's my deck. I'm like, where did my cards go? Wow, you found the mother lode of seeds, didn't you? Your cheeks are so full. It's funny, when I was a little kid, my mom used to call me chipmunk cheeks because whenever she made a dinner that I didn't like, I would stuff it all in my cheeks because you couldn't leave the table unless your plate was clean. And so I would just stuff the food in my cheeks, and I just sit there with like like my cheeks all just like blown out. My mom's like, you have to actually swallow your food before you leave the table. I'm like, it's swallowed. Yeah, and then I would just like go spit it out, I guess, when I got it from the table. Sorry, mom. um, Susie says, yay, thank you, Tara. How fun. Caitlin says, back to the first card, Goddess Iris with communication. Iris is the goddess of the rainbow in Greek mythology. Ooh. Angela said, I miss Squirrel. Miss Squirrel is adorable. We have one that takes the outdoor carpet to make a nest. I'm not annoyed with it though. They must be good warm fibers. Oh, definitely. Yeah, she's got Miss Squirrel's got condos all over this forest, like places to live, and she's constantly like getting material to, I guess, make it nice and cozy. Like her and the rats, like the rats are really good at getting a lot of the nettles from the junipers and like creating nice warm little huts in the wintertime. So they're very ingenious. Okay, so what I want to do is, first and foremost, I'm going to use this book. If you can let me know, just either if you want an herb intuitively chosen for you, or maybe you have a specific ailment that you would like to work with a plant ally on. So I'll look it up in here first, and then we'll look at its magical properties too, just in case you might want to incorporate it into your magical practice. But okay, Let me just put my hood up a little bit. Like the wind's a little chilly. What do you think, Miss Squirrel? Yes. And I notice if you're sitting, like all the animals will just come up to you. It's when you're standing, they're like, whoa, humans don't know where they're going. They could step on you. um, let's see. Caitlin says the walnut tree in my yard keeps the squirrels happy. Oh, I bet it does. Okay, so um, let's go ahead and let's see. Okay, so Caitlin is first. May I have an herb? Sure. And then we'll do our friend Peg. We'll choose one intuitively for her as well. So Caitlin, let's go with yours first. And actually, let me have a sip of my tea that I've just kind of had down here. Oh, that's good tea. I made a tea in honor of Rajet. There's so many different herbs in here, but I got like really like fun and youthful, springy type herbs to kind of honor her. Okay, so I'll put that there. Okay. All right. So Caitlin, let's take a look. Angela says, I need to know what plant ally I should look for in tea if there's time. I've been doing lots of tea magic and doll magic. Please, whatever intuitively comes up. Sure. And Susie as well. Okay. And Andrew. Excellent. Kayla. Hey. Pixie Lou. Sure. We'll pull one for you. All right, so we'll go back to our friend Caitlin first. And Susie or Caitlin or somebody, if you don't mind, maybe writing down the names of the people that might want an herb, just so I don't miss anybody. Okay, so we'll start with Caitlin. Caitlin. Myrrh. All right, so let's take a look at some of the things we could use. So this was myrrh, but they're talking about using it as a mouthwash. Ooh, I was just thinking about mouthwash, how we could use it magically as well. Like sometimes, like, since this is our throat chakra, this is how we speak our spells, our words, our spells, how we speak to others and speak about the world. Sometimes it might be cool to use things like a myrrh mouthwash, and maybe before you do ritual, like that's how we cleanse and purify the mouth, just like we use like sage and things like that to purify our energetic body. Maybe we could do it with the mouth as well. Okay, but if you were going to make a myrrh mouthwash, it would be 3 drops tincture of myrrh and 1 glass of water. Add several drops of tincture of myrrh to water for a cleansing but bitter tasting mouthwash. Myrrh is very antiseptic and will immediately ease pain of mouth sores. A very small amount of about equal portions of golden seal root powder and tincture of myrrh and water make an excellent mouthwash for canker sores and often controls them overnight. Wow. But also, I think it would be really cool in like some magic. Yes, Caitlin, communication. Okay, but I also want to look myrrh up in here for you as well. So let's look up myrrh. Not foxglove. We want merman. Not a merman, but like a myrrh. Okay, here we go. Myrrh. Okay, it is a feminine herb connected with the moon and the element of water. Deities connected to it are Isis, Adonis, Ra, and Marian. Connected to the powers of protection, exorcism, healing, and spirituality. In ritual use, myrrh was burned to Ra at noon in ancient Egypt and was also fumed in the temples of Isis. So, all right, very cool. She's Isis, nice. Okay, let's see. Peg, let's find one for you. Sorry, hand's a little cold. Try to warm it on my tea a little bit. Okay, Let's go, Peg. Let's go, Peg. Let's go. Clenidine or clenidine? I'll have to show you the picture because, or not the picture, but the word is. I actually am not familiar with that the herb too well, but we're gonna learn about it and we're gonna see its magical uses. And so remember, you guys don't have to physically have these herbs. Just meditate on their energy. Set the intention in your meditation, and it'll be all good. Okay, Kelendine. Kelendine. I first learned about this herb from a Latvian nurse. This herb, which grows inauspiciously in our wastelands, has a small, brilliant yellow blossom, and the stem exudes a vivid yellow juice when cut or bruised. A tincture of this herb made from the entire plant is considered a virtual panacea by some peoples of Eastern Europe. They use 8 to 10 drops of the tincture steeped in brandy or 90 proof spirit, or 8 to 10 drops of the fresh expressed juice 3 times a day to overcome sluggish liver, for neuralgia of the face and head, or neuralgia of the shoulder, especially on the right side of the body. It is also useful when there is a thick urine or clay-like stools and constipation. The prepared tincture is available from many pharmacies with European clientele. Use in moderation and for limited time periods. The juice of the living plant is also a great wound remedy to allay pain. Calendine is a member of the poppy family and is an old and effective wart remedy. All right, so that's on the physical level, but let's see if I can find it actually in here. So it's in the poppy family. Maybe we'll just have to look up poppy. Let's do that. Oh, hey, I almost turned right to poppy. That's cool. Here we go, poppy. Also considered a female herb, planet moon, or connection to the moon element water. Deities are Hypnos and Demeter. The powers are fertility, love, sleep, money, luck, and invisibility. Ooh. So if you wanted to incorporate any of that into your magical practice, well, maybe taking a look into it, do some extra research, maybe on the internet, different other ways maybe you can utilize this herb in your just everyday physical routine, maybe. Very cool. This is why I like doing this. I get to learn about even more herbs with you guys. Caitlin said, wow, Demeter, mother of Persephone. Angela said, ooh, fun. Okay, let's see. Coming back here. I believe it was our friend Angela, then Susie, Andrew. So Angela, Susie, Andrew, and Pixie Lou. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at Angela. And then our friends Susie and Andrew and Pixie Lou and any of our other friends that have asked. But let's go to Angela. Juniper, sitting right next to a juniper tree. Juniper behind me, one of my favorite trees. All right, here we go, girlfriend. Juniper. Juniper berries eaten in dried form, as well as juniper berries steeped in wine or combined with several other herbs, produce a powerful diuretic action. You mix a half a tablespoon juniper berries with half a tablespoon of dandelion root, half a tablespoon broom tops, and 1 pint of water. Boil all ingredients on a low flame until the water reduces to half a pint. Strain the liquid, put it in a labeled jar. Drink 2 tablespoons 3 times a day if you're looking to just cleanse yourself. Also really good if you feel the symptoms of a cold coming on. You might want to take 5 juniper berries. That's all you need, 5 juniper berries. Smash them so that the what's inside can kind of come out, which is actually just the seed, but also there's some good antioxidant nutrients in there. and you can let that steep in a tea for about 5 minutes, or just put it into a boiling pot of water, let that steep for 5 minutes, and strain it out and put it in a mug. Also really good as a spray. A lot of people use it for face toners. I do. um, Other things, juniper berry. I mean, there's just like, it's like the holy grail of, at least in my opinion, like, what can't it fix? Like, you got tummy troubles, juniper berry. You got a cold coming on, juniper berry. You feel like you need a little, a little fire in the veins because you're feeling a little sluggish, juniper berry. It's, yeah, and just the burning of the nettles. Many of the native tribes in this area used to use that as like a cleansing, especially if somebody was going out on a very important quest. They would kind of use the smoke from the juniper tree to do that. It's also, see, juniper ash was used, mixing it with corn in order to get the full vitamins and nutrients that are available in corn, but we don't do that these days. That's why corn goes right through us. But the natives were able to figure out how to do that, which was mixing juniper ash with a lot of things that have a hard time getting the nutrients to come out. So that's pretty cool. All right, but let's look in this book about juniper. Although I could probably rattle off some stuff, but I do like this book, so. Okay, let's get to the J's. Juniper, here we go. Okay, it is a masculine herb connected to the sun and the element of fire. Its powers are connected to protection, anti-theft, love, exorcism, and health. So however you want to incorporate that into your magical practice. Very cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. So Susie, Andrew, Pixie Lou, Silver Star Priestess, yay! And our friend John. Excellent. Angela said, much love and blessings to you, Magic Universe. Glad you could be here today. Blessings. You may magic work in your favor, love and light when you come back on replay. Amen. All right. Our friend Patrick was in the house. Angela said, loving hugs from the whole chat. I want to hug the world with light, but I'll hug you all first. You guys deserve it. Be the Infinity says, good morning. Juniper sounds amazing. Oh, yeah. Angela said, ooh, I like it. I've been drawn to listen to exorcism burials to expel negativity. Maybe I need to grab some of those juniper berries. Oh, yeah. Especially if they're in the neighborhood. They should be, many of them should be turning purple now. Those are the ones that are ready to go when they are a deep, deep purple. That's an odd airplane. Almost looks like a spaceship. Okay. All right. Susie, let's see. Susie. Ooh. Okay, Susie. It looks like it's time for a lip balm for you. So again, communication, maybe working on the lips a little bit so all of the words that come out of those moisturized lips are magical. Okay, so making your own lip balm, 2 to 4 tablespoons of rose petals or marigold petals, and 1 cup of almond oil. Use sun to extract the fragrance of the petals into the oil. Fill the jar loosely with the petals and slowly drizzle over them. Fill to within 1 inch of the top of the jar. Close jar and label. Place in the sun for 5 days in the summer, or 3 days in a very hot climate, or 15 days in the winter sun. We're in kind of winter now, so maybe the 15 days. Strain during the warm part of the day. Using fine mesh, press the herb petals to extract all the oil. Okay, so then to prepare it, as above, warm the rose oil, 1 tablespoon of beeswax, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon vitamin E oil, 1 teaspoon aloe vera gel. Warm the oil in an improvised double boiler arrangement, stir continuously. I actually like to use a crock pot because if you just put it on the warm setting, it's the perfect temperature. Add 1 tablespoon of beeswax, add the honey, vanilla extract, vitamin E oil, and aloe vera gel. Stir hot into a wide mouth ointment container. Close with tight lid. This balm will soon harden. This is very nourishing for the lips. All right, so roses. Okay, roses is what we're looking for. So let's look for some roses in here for our friend Susie. See what Rose has to say. Okay, here we go. Rose is considered feminine, planet Venus, element water, deities Hathor, Hulda, Eros, Cupid, Demeter, Isis, Adonis, Hippocrates, and Aurora. All right. The powers connected to are love, psychic power, healing, love divination, luck, protection. I mean, what doesn't Rose cover? Seriously. um, let's see. Oops, I just fogged up my own glasses. Anja says maybe the thicker raw honey so it doesn't keep it from setting. Yeah, exactly. But the beeswax should help too. Susie, you're very welcome. Okay, let's see. We had our friend Andrew, I believe, was next. All right, Andrew. Let's have some tea. I think the wind is making it cold. Come on, son, do your worst. I mean, come on. Get me nice and hot up in here. Let's get it hot up in here. Let's get that sunshine going. Okay. All right. Andrew, you're next. Yes, my son. Let's see. Caitlin says we're all getting water elements. I know, right? Caitlin said, okay, so it's Pixie Lou after Andrew. Silver Star Priestess, John, and Kayla. All right. Okay. So Andrew. Ooh. Cayenne pepper for bleeding and cuts. I know that's probably like the last thing you think of when you get a cut, right? That I want to put some cayenne pepper in it, but let's hear it out. Cayenne pepper has surprisingly an immediate internal and external styptic action. A tiny bit of the powder can stop bleeding from a cut, and a really small amount, like 1/8 of a teaspoon in a large glass of water, has been known to have a profound effect on internal bleeding as well. That I didn't know. Excuse me. I always thought that if you put pepper on something, that would probably burn, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'll try it next time. I'll be your guinea pig. But it's interesting because right under that is juniper berries again. And it says, while outdoors, pack mashed green juniper berries on a bleeding wound. That I knew. So if you're ever out in like a juniper forest, you cut yourself, you just like crush up the seeds, just kind of put them right on your wound before, you know, and you can clean it out later, but it'll help stop bleeding like instantly. So interesting. But let's look up cayenne pepper. Let's actually just look up pepper in here. That probably might be the easiest for our friend Andrew. Lemon pea pepper. Here we go, pepper. All right, so gender is masculine, planet Mars, element fire. It is connected to purification, healing, and protection. That makes sense. We just learned that it can stop bleeding quite instantaneously, if you will. So also think about it with these different herbs that I'm pulling for you guys. Intuitively, like, what are you getting? Like if something is about stopping bleeding, like needing to coagulate, needing to stop the flow of something, like perhaps there is an area of your life where you're flowing a lot of energy into it, like, you know, because blood equals life force energy. And it's something that maybe needs to be put on hold, or maybe just, you know, rein it in a little bit. So it's messages in that manner as well. like when we were talking about like the mouthwash, just thinking about cleansing our mouth of like the things that we say, making sure that everything back. Woo. Okay. I believe our friend Pixie Lou was next, and then Silver Star Priestess, Kayla, I think it was. Okay, so all right, Pixie Lou. Let's see. Let's see you. uh, okay, Andrew said it's back now. You're very welcome. Angela said, I had a tea with cayenne pepper. It is very yummy, but I made it too strong one day. I was negative self-talking, took a large sip and felt my mouth was washed out. Oh, and John too. All right, thank you, thank you. All right, so Pixie Lou and John too. All right. Okay, astringent herbs for Pixie Lou. Astringents check excessive internal or external secretions and can tighten and contract the skin and mucous membranes. Astringents may be used for gargles, washes, lotions, mouthwashes, douches, enemas, teas, ointments, and suppositories. The most active astringent herb are oak bark, bayberry bark, red raspberry, white poplar, witch hazel, yellow dock, crane's bill, or wild alum, or wild geranium. For hemorrhoids, these high tannin herbs can be prepared as an ointment and a suppository. Add it to gargles or make it into a sore throat paint with the addition of glycerin. Add it to mouthwashes or toothpaste to overcome mouth infections or pyorrhea. And the herb that actually stuck out to me here was actually red raspberry. So let's look up red raspberry. 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 Here we go. All right, Pixie Lou. So we have raspberry is considered feminine, connected to the planet Venus and the element of water, often used in protection and love spells. And if I can make a raspberry tea all the time, I would. But, raspberries aren't always in season. But for me, I find that they just have a very uplifting energy, especially if you're doing self-love. I think, just in my opinion, they're perfect for any sort of self-love ritual that you want to do. And and we were thinking about what it said earlier about astringents, like tightening, bringing together. Are there some elements of love for self that maybe you want to bring together, bring into your sphere? You want to become more connected to, like, I want to be more connected to how I speak to myself in a more loving manner. I want to be more connected to better communication with self, or things like that. So all right. Angela wants raspberry pie now. Let's see. Angela says it was sweet, spicy hibiscus yogi brand tea. Ooh. Aurora said, all of us except Andrew has gotten water. Interesting. Dude, that is so interesting. Okay. Was Silver Star Priestess next after Pixie Lou? I know we still have our friend John and Kayla after that. But I just want to make sure I'm getting the order correct. I'll have a little bit of tea. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Silver Star Priestess is next. All right, Heather. Our girl. Okay. Let's go, Heather. Ooh. This is for area having to do with the vagina, anything vaginitis, so anything having to do with our lady parts. And it's talking about apple cider vinegar. Add half to a whole cup to pint of warm water for an internal douche to control any sort of discomfort you may be receiving from your lady bits. This acid medium is not suitable for a yeast infection But in both yeast and, let's say, trichomoniasis, trichomonas infections, you may use acidophilus and or a high culture yogurt. If you're sure not sure what is causing the discharge, of course, ask your herbalist or physician. But it looks like if you're just having more abnormal problems down there, it's just talking about an internal douche using the apple cider vinegar. Okay, so then let's take a look at apple in here. And by the way, when we cut an apple in half, you get the pentacle, you get the 5-pointed star, so that's pretty cool. So how more magical an herb, technically a fruit, can you get? Let's see. Let's look up apple elemental P. Here we are. Another water element. Okay, so also connected to the feminine and the planet Venus. Water element deities are Venus, Dionysus, Alwyn, Apollo, Hera, Athena, Aphrodite, Diana, Zeus, and Iduna. It's connected to love, healing, garden magic, and immortality. And, well, healing from within, especially the divine feminine and the feminine. um, let's see. Yep, that was it. Okay. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Working with apple and possibly working with it in conjunction with your femininity or your divine feminine. Angela says, I woke up feeling extra bouncy and full of love and vibes. I don't know what's causing it, but I like it. Yeah, me too. Yesterday, I was just like, um, Aurora said, oh dear, hopefully you don't get flagged for saying the V word. I know, like, why is that a bad word? It's just like a part of the body. Like, Susie said, Venus is conjunct the South Node right now, too. Oh, yeah, we've been pulling a lot of Venus plants. So that's cool. All right. So was it our buddy John that was next or our girl Kayla? So let's see. And I'll have some tea. All right, our buddy John was next. Okay, let's go, John. Let's tap into your energy next. Okay. Okay. Actually, lanolin came up, and lanolin is usually the oil that's secreted by sheep, which is why, like, when you buy sheep's wool and it gets wet, sometimes it has kind of a stinky smell to it. But also, the lanolin helps make it waterproof so that when your wool does get wet, it's okay. But anyway, lanolin, it says, I use a purified liquefied and hydrous lanolin. Lanolin, the substance washed from the wool of sheep, comes in many levels of purity, so the results vary depending on the product. This oil is the closest to skin oil. Some people are allergic to lanolin. However, if you think you may be allergic, purchase small amounts and only the purest of products. And the reason they're talking about lanolin is they're talking about ointment bases. So if you were going to make an ointment for yourself using any one of your favorite herbs, you could put that in a lanolin oil. But actually, I'm going to tap into sheep energy because instead of it being an herb, it's an animal for you. And it's sheep. So let's tap into sheep real quick and see what message they may have. Okay, so right away, what sheep was saying that they they kind of work in conjunction with humans, right? They give of their wool so that we can stay warm, but they know that they're going to grow their wool right back. As long as humans are treating them well, they don't mind treating humans well. So it's a give and take relationship. So just talking about the give and take in your life, like who do you do, I don't want to say like business dealings, but life dealings with. And just making sure that everybody who's in that immediate circle are people that you feel that you can help and that can help you as well. Um, Also, there was one more thing. Let's see. Okay, so this is more like the metaphor of staying warm. Um, but warming back up to things that perhaps you've put by the wayside this year. Maybe you want to start it again next year, maybe towards the end of this year. I don't know, but just things where you've kind of cooled it off a little bit. Like I've put this project off to the side, or I don't do this so much anymore. Not saying that you need to bring it back into your life, but just maybe while we're reflecting at the end of the year, just reflecting why we've decided to cool our jets on that. Like, is that something that we want to continue to table for now? Or is that something that we want to reincorporate into our daily practice? So just taking a look at what's hot and what's not in your life at the moment. Um, let's see. Aurora said, "Ooh, John, I got Spider Woman with co-creation for you." Angela said, "We all need extra hugs or Arachne energy fun." Susie says, "I don't always want someone in my field." Um, and Aurora said, "So sheep and spiders for John." And Susie said, "But then again, sometimes I do." Hey, it's all about how you feel. Sometimes we're not always plucky ducks. Okay, let's go into our friend Kayla. All right, Kayla. Okay. Oh, clove. Yes, I love working with clove, especially this time of year. I feel it like really warms the blood. Okay, but you also have a clove gargle, so kind of like a mouthwash, but also for the throat, opening up that throat chakra. Okay. It says, "We have a custom of making a rich hot wine grog on New Year's Day. These same spices without the sweetener and in sherry can be transformed into a good tasting, strong antiseptic gargle for sore throat or for mouth rinsing. You can use your leftover wine for a mouthwash if you like. The light wines are best. The others have too much body." Interesting. I never thought of mouthwashing with wine. It says 1 pint of inexpensive sherry, 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons of bruised cloves, a half ounce or 1 tablespoon of bruised cinnamon, a pinch of bruised caraway seeds, lavender water, optional, to be used later. Steep the spices and seeds in the sherry. Keep the mixture in a dark closet. Shake it as often as you can. After a week or two, strain out the herbs. I have left them in and it doesn't do any harm, but eventually they get mushy and stringy. Add a few drops of lavender water or lotion to the gargle for aroma. To use the gargle for sore throat, add a teaspoon to a tablespoon of the wine to a glass of water. All right. So clove, again, I'm just feeling like throat chakra, open up the throat chakra, cleanse it out. But let's look up clove here in our magical herbs and maybe how you can use it, magically speaking. Okay. Clove. Fingers get so dried out. Clove, here we go. All right, the gender is masculine, connected to the planet Jupiter and the element of fire. The powers connected to are protection, exorcism, love, and money. All right. I love it. I love it. Ooh, it says worn or carried, cloves attract the opposite sex and bring comfort to the bereaved. Ooh. Cloves are burned as an incense to stop others from gossiping about you. Really interesting. All right, so definitely look into some magical uses, how you might want to incorporate clove or maybe create that gargle, open up your throat chakra. Aurora said, Kayla, I got the Moon's Child from Night Fairy's Oracle for you. Kayla was like, wow, cool. Angela says, I manifest everyone blessings and hugs and cake today. May you all have your favorite tea and treats and get to enjoy life today. That's the second time exorcism has come up with what we need to drive out. Yes. Kayla, you're welcome. And John said, yes, sheep are the element of metal, by the way. Interesting. That I did not know. Metals. And we think of a lot of the metals are conductive to electricity, water, energy flow. Who in your circle is creating a positive energy flow? Interesting. In the Chinese elements. Yeah, I believe on that zodiac calendar, I am considered a metal rooster. So I don't know. I'm not like expert in the Eastern astrology, but yeah, I'm a metal rooster. Okay. All right, here. Let's see. Okay, so if you guys would like, I could pull some cards for those people who would like to do some super chats or super stickers. And then afterwards, let's do our guided meditation, homies. This was a lot of fun. I like pulling out like little herbal remedies plus like magical uses for the herbs. That's like totally my jam. I love when I come across an herb I haven't really ever heard of before. That's a lot of fun. So I thank you guys for that too. Let's see. Aurora said, John, sheep isn't one of the zodiac, is it? I'm sure they have it for a lot of the animals. Susie says, I'm a water rat. Caitlin is a wood rooster. Be the Infinity is an earth dragon. You know, my dad is a dragon, but I don't know what element he is. My daddy was born in 1940. I guess he's kind of old. He is the old man. Susie said, looking forward to the dragon next year. I guess it'll be my dad's year next year. So cool. Angela said, positive energy forces unite and send negativity away. What is poisoning us isn't meant for us. And who mistreats us, may they be stopped in the best, most blessed way. Amen. Yes. And Susie said, this was fun. Yeah, I would love to like do this again for another chat. Angela's like, I could stay here all day. Susie's my mom too. All right, 1940 was a good year. And just said, my Chinese zodiac animal is the snake. Okay. All right. So super chats, super stickers. Let me know if anybody is interested. Otherwise, you can always head over to my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, and we can do like a full-on reading for you. I have 30-minute readings. I have 90-minute readings, conchomancy readings. That means reading the seashells, all my little mermaids out there. I have Lenormand. I have my one-on-one channeling. So doing a direct channeling where you get to be in James's position. You get to talk to the energy or entity or whatever it is that we're channeling. And then I just like peace out and let the energy speak. And there's like a 20-minute option, 40-minute option. What else do we have? We have some handmade items in my Etsy shop as well. There's some salves. And there's some room and body sprays, altar sprays, magical sprays. But if you're looking for more like magical stuff, you probably want to head over to Desert Cauldron. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I have my Mayan destiny chart, which is like a Mayan birth chart readings that I do, and I do up your whole chart for you. It takes a few days to get that one done because it's kind of involved. I have pregnancy readings, mediumship readings, spirit guide readings, like the whole shebang. Let's see. KDS Worker says, are snakes bad symbolically? I think it depends on the culture. In some cultures, yes, and some cultures, no. Like in Mayan culture, if you think of Ishel, Ishel was often seen with a snake because snakes were considered healing because they shed their skin. So oftentimes it was good luck to see a snake around. That meant that healing was around. So I guess it just depends on the culture. John is a pig in the zodiac. Very cool. Angela says, depends on what symbolism you look at. Um, John doesn't know the elements. Angela says, in some cultures, they're symbolic of healing and protection. Others don't see them in a great light. Susie was saying that her son Cameron is also a pig. All right, John. So let us know what your question is, or maybe we'll do a kind of what comes up. We could do that too. Angela says, but the power that we make of it, there is no good or evil. It all comes down to the moral compass. Aurora says, no, snakes are seen as fertility symbols. It's only the ignorant Christians want to say snakes are evil. Well, it's not just Christians. There are other cultures too that just see them as like mistrusting or deception. Whereas other cultures are like, oh, they're about fertility, they're about healing. So I guess it's, again, just different parts of the world, different cultures. Angela says, I'm the sort of snake energy that wants to give you all the fuzzy hugs and heal you and support your growth as much as I can. John says, I just appreciate the herb general reading if you must. Okay. Well, I was more than happy to pull your herb. Technically, it turned out to be an animal in lanolin, but all right. I mean, whatever had to come through had to come through. All right. So I actually have my Raven's Wand Oracle here today, which is actually based on a book series, a magical witchy book series. Just warm my hand real quick. All right, John. Ooh, we have unity. All right, so let's dive into this one, unity. And I like that all the animals, and there's a snake too, all the good stuff coming out from the robes of this majestic stag. Okay. And just quickly, those of you that are interested, like let's say in this book, I know this one's called The Raven's Wand, but Raven's Wand was the first novel in the Dark Raven Chronicles that was created a while back. So Dark Raven Chronicles, if you're interested, it is a series of witchy books, magical witchy books. Okay, so let's dive into unity for John. Okay, John, so the message coming through is I just keep seeing bringing self back together. Like it's showing me that, just as humans, I'm a squirrel, that we leave fragments of ourself everywhere. Like when I go to work, I'm my work self, but I'm a different kind of person when I'm hanging out with like this side of the family, but I'm a different kind of person when I'm hanging out with this friend. And, and I act differently when I come into contact with strangers on the street or a teller at a bank or, things like that. And so this is a being mindful of how you might switch up your energy and possibly even your personality when you interact with different people in your life. And just remember that all those different people in your life are actually different aspects of you. They're just mirrors of you. So it's interesting that we adjust who we are to sometimes make more comfortable the people that we interact with, but those people are us. So in essence, we might be uncomfortable maybe with certain aspects of ourselves, or maybe we want to appear a different way to a certain aspect of ourselves. Like let's say to your closest friends, you don't mind talking woo woo and talking about just 5D ascension type stuff and your journey, But when you're talking to a person on the street, it might be like straight back to 3D, like, oh yes, yes, the weather was delightful today. Yes. Yes, I too love the cinnamon buns, and I might be bringing some home today. I don't know why all of a sudden you've taken on an English accent, but yes. But you know what I mean. Like we just we shift and change ourselves instead of always being ourselves. And I think that that's human nature sometimes to want to do that because we want to feel like we fit in with people. We don't feel that great when we feel like we're alone, or we feel like we're the outcast. And I would say caveman times, of course, that would have been beneficial to be in a group as opposed to being on your own because it was talking about survival. But we're not in survival mode anymore. It's, you can live alone and you're not going to go hungry, you're not going to go homeless and things like that. There are many people who live on their own. So now we have to look at how can we bring those fragments back? How can you start bringing more of yourself back so that you are more you with whoever it is that you're interacting with. So even if you are, let's say, and so it'll be very beneficial for them. Maybe they need to hear that change. They need to hear somebody who doesn't, change up and go straight back to 3D just to make them feel comfortable. Maybe just by being you, truly you, the most comfortable version of you is what other people need. So, all right. Um, Let's go back here. Angela said, sending unifying vibes and group hugs, John. Aurora says, looked up on Wikipedia, and sheep isn't one of the Chinese zodiac animals. The animals are rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. I could have swore I saw sheep in one of those zodiac signs, but I don't know. Susie said, Caitlin, thank you. John said, thanks, Aurora. Susie's match is a dragon. Angela says, tech glitches and problems be gone, go away. Need to clear energy flow, go eat data chips elsewhere. Okay, amen. I love that, eat data chips elsewhere. All right, thank you, John, for letting me pull that message for you. Also, something I think a good reminder for all of us, especially me, because I know that I act a little differently around my family than I do, like, let's say, my closest friends. Like, I kind of let it all hang out more with my friends and with James than I guess I would with my family. And I think in my brain, it's like, well, they probably wouldn't understand what I'm talking about, so I don't really say much of it. But I think that does them a disservice. It's like saying, I don't want to share what I've learned, with them. Not saying that they need to believe what I believe, but maybe it would behoove me to just be more genuinely me, which would give them permission to be more genuinely them. So, let's see. Susie says, in Vietnam, rat is the cat. So, oh, okay. Oh, so maybe it's just kind of a switcheroo. All right. Well, I think we've come to the part of our chat where we can have a little guided meditation. Let's see. I'm trying to think where I want to point my camera instead of just staring at me during the meditation, but okay. Let's see. Let's see. What was the unifying theme today? I think it was water and communication. I think those were like the main things we heard from everybody's like plants today, from a lot of the messages. It was like communication and water. Okay, so I will tap into my higher self and I will come up with a guided meditation for us, kind of utilizing communication and water. John says, I feel like I need to go into soul retrieval. Yep. KDS worker, can you hear us? John said, find the root of the fractures. Yes. And then, and just said, good idea. Let's see, let's go back here. I've missed a bunch of comments, but they. Let's see, Kitty Circus says, crystals for my sister are coming. I want to cleanse them when they arrive. Oh, okay. Well, there's different ways you can do it. It's all dependent on you and your intuition. But for me, I like to cleanse stuff in the sun. I know a lot of people like to charge them up and cleanse them by moonlight, but I'm more of a sun person. So I leave them out. Even if they are amethyst, I just don't leave them out all day. Probably amethyst, I'd probably just leave it out for an hour. Chinese element years are wood years ending in 4 and 5. Fire years ending in 6 and 7, earth years are ending in 8 and 9, metal years ending in 0 and 1, water years ending in 2 and 3. Interesting. So we are in the year of the water rabbit. Excellent. Katie says, I wonder if as a collective here would focus on healing. Yes, definitely. I think during the guided meditation, you guys set your intentions. The intention could be healing communication, maybe self love, maybe healing the collective consciousness, could be awakening. But definitely, that's what the guided meditations are about. They're setting your intention because, especially with crystals, setting your intention as well. Like, I intend to have these cleansed, or I intend to program them or deprogram them. But yeah, all about intention. And then the physical stuff is just that, it's the physical stuff, but where the real magic lies is in the intention. Angela says, I recommend music cleansing using binaural beats and positive music. Ooh, I like that. Okay, well, let's turn our attention to possibly this beautiful juniper. There we go. Miss Squirrel's tree. Okay, and let's get to this guided meditation. So I'm gonna move my chair just a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay. So if you guys will go ahead and get into a nice, comfortable space. It could be outside, inside. Maybe you want to lay down. Maybe you want to sit up, sit on the couch, maybe prop your feet up. Whatever is best for you. Make sure that you will be undisturbed for next 5 to 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and bring our awareness to our breath. Breathing in and out. And as you're breathing, I want you to imagine a beautiful waterfall. It doesn't have to be massive, but just where there is a little trickling of water. And I want you to feel the sun on your skin. Feel how it warms your skin. Feel the warmth through your clothes, in your hair. The sun as it warms your eyelids. Just feel into this. Feeling that beautiful warmth and the sound of the majestic waterfall. And on this beautiful, warm, sunny day, you're going to want to stand in the waterfall, allowing the water to rush down the top of your head, soaking your hair, streaming down your face, down your shoulders. And as the water rushes down on top of you, you begin to relax more and more. Water dripping down your jawline, splashing onto the top of your shoulders, relaxing them even more. The water running down your chest, and your back, all the way down the lower back, splashing down your tummy, everything relaxed. Feeling the cool water on warm skin. Feel the water flow down your backside, your thighs, down the knees, rushing down the calves and the shins, pooling around your feet and your toes. Feeling the water down your arms, totally engulfed in this magical waterfall energy, while feeling the sun trying to dry you as quickly as you get wet. Just in a perfect balance, a perfect harmony, here in the present moment. And now perhaps you want to get into the water fully, into the small lake that the waterfall is flowing into. And perhaps you fully want to submerge yourself in the cool, crystalline water, watching the light dance off the top of the water like a bazillion diamonds. Tens of thousands of little suns rippling along the surface of the lake. And in this moment, you know that you are safe. You can hear the birds in the background. Perhaps you hear children splashing in the water nearby. But in this little section, seems like it is just for you. And as you're wading in this water, having fun, ducking your head under, maybe blowing out water as if it was the spout of a whale, you come across a siren, a mer creature. What this mer person looks like is up to you, but see them in all their detail and know that they've come with a message for you. The mer person sings with their beautiful song, and the sound sounds like it creates the perfect harmony with the backdrop of the waterfall, the rippling of the water, the sounds you make while waiting, the sound of the birds, their voice in perfect harmony with all others, a perfect communication. And now this mer creature would like to show you how to open up your throat chakra. Allow this being to show you where perhaps you may have blockages that may be preventing you from singing your own song, from being in your own perfect communicative harmony with nature, with the world. You now place your hands upon your throat chakra. Feel the warmth in your throat, like a spinning little sun, ready to express words of wisdom and love, healing and joy, emotion, thoughts, magic. The mer creature puts their hands upon yours, and together you are shown what could be preventing a full expression of that throat chakra. Perhaps you see it in the form of a vision. Perhaps you feel it in your body. Maybe it's a song lyric or a piece of a movie that you remember. Allow these sensations to come through. This is your intuition speaking to you. And once you see what could be causing one of those blockages, ask this beautiful mer creature, this beautiful aspect of you, to show you how to heal it, how to open it up, how to release anything keeping you from speaking your truth and sharing your magic. Again, allow the sensations to come in, perhaps as a feeling, perhaps it's a smell, a sound, a song, or a vision. Let it come in. And when you've received your message of healing, how to heal and what to heal, you can thank this mer aspect of yourself for helping you today, helping you to open up your voice, your communication within flow, just like the water that surrounds you. And as you wave goodbye, you stick your head under the waterfall one last time, feeling its soothing force as if cleansing you, creating anew. And the truth is, you are whoever you wish to be at any given moment. So you climb yourself out of the lake, dry yourself off, perhaps in the sun. And when you feel ready, bring your awareness back into your body. You can start wiggling your fingers and toes. And perhaps open your eyes. All right. Let's come back here. Whoa, hey guys. All right. Well, thank you guys for an inspirational meditation for us, inspired by your card pulls and all of the plants that were chosen for you guys intuitively, a lot of water action going on. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope that you have a fabulous week. Don't forget the messages that we received about this week, about our being aware of the money that we spend, where we're spending it. Not saying that money is bad or anything, just understanding that there was your energy that went into it and how you would like to spend that energy, where you'd like to put that energy, and talking about soul kin and soul families. So all right, you guys, thank you to everybody who allowed me to read for them and pull plants for them. Thank you, thank you. Let's see, Susan said, chat, thank you for being here with all the lovely energy. Yes, KDS Worker says, thank you. Susie, Kayla, Aurora, Lisa says, till next time. Angela said, blessings, everyone. Go with love and peace today. May you manifest all you want and more and deserve happiness. Hugs to you all today. And Susie wishing Kayla a beautiful week as well. All right, you guys, I will catch you next week on my grandfather's birthday. Peace, love, and chicky grease. Mwah. Peace out. Bye, guys.